I have the golden opportunity to introduce a brand new product to you. And why am I all excited about this product? Well, you're going to see it in just a second. Picture's worth 1,000 words, and putting the trial out yourself is worth 1,000 words. So here it is. Guess what? I sprayed this in north of my house in Kansas City, where they have water hemp issue. 164 ounces of Roundup doesn't even face this water hemp. And if you take a look, here's the water hemp that grew through the glyphosate. And this is Anthem at 8 ounces. And this is out in about 80 days. Matter of fact, it stayed clear through harvest. That shows you the power of Anthem. Now, the nice thing about it was I sprayed this when the corn was spike stage. How many products can you spray when the corn's spike stage without hurting the corn? So I sprayed this at spike stage, and it kept that field clean. And that got me all excited. Now, the one thing I want to do, first off, I want to introduce a little bit my technical team. Rusty Mitchell, out here. Rusty, raise your hand there. Rusty is covering Kentucky, Tennessee, and Point South. So if you want to talk to him while you're here anytime, he can tell you about controlling bugs on soybeans, and he can tell you about what's coming up to face you. They're sending some Palmer Amaranth up to us. They're sending some nice water hemp up to us. They're sending some nice stuff up to us. Dr. Joe Reed here covers Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and everything in the Northeast nobody else wants to cover. And all the way down into the Virginias and Carolinas. He's a very, very busy man. I have probably the finest technical team in the U.S. that exists today. We are all available to you to help you at any time you need. If you need us to come to help present to growers, if you need us to just answer questions, you can call any of us. So we're all available. But let's talk about this new product, Anthem. First off, the nice thing about it is you can put it out early pre, or early post on corn or soybeans. How many times have you mixed up a tank and the guy called you up and said, "I got sprayed out of that field"? Now you can walk over and you can put it on a neighbor's field. You can put it on the farmer's field with his corn already out of the ground, with soybeans out of the ground. We've got a lot of options about placing this product, which makes it very, very great. This just lets you know, we kind of would like it out in about anywhere from 45 days through to planting, or you can put it on your post. We will have fall labels and things, but the optimum for any pre-product is putting it out roughly a month ahead of time, 6 weeks ahead of time. You get a little rain on it, activates it, makes it the best. Now, this is a 2.15 solstible emulsion. You might know what a solstible emulsion is. Yeah, it's liquid or dry, right? That's kind of the way we remember it. It's a liquid product or dry product. Well, I asked our formulation chemist what a solstible emulsion was. So he gave me a definition. I read the definition. I still really didn't know what it was. What it is basically is you take a product that wants to be a dry product, grind it very fine, and you put it in a product that's a liquid product. And then you make that in an aqueous phase. So that's really cool. I really wanted something that made it show that. That's what it is. See, that's what it looks like. This is a nice artist drawing of it. But this is an incredible formulation. You're going to find out you're going to like this. I mean, I've seen some kind of bad formulations in my day. All of you remember Microbud and things like that. This product is incredible. It mixes very well. It stays suspended very well. It's a very, very good product. And we've actually all optimized it. So it is optimized, and it's a very, very nice product. You're going to find that out as you use it. Use rates. For most part, in corn herbicides, we've been using a quart, 32 ounces. Got to carry a lot of product around. This only 8 ounces. It's pretty nice. We got a little rate range there, but 8 ounces. It treats a lot more acres in that gallon now than the old stuff does. It has excellent crop safety. Does not need a safener. Some of your corn herbicides, your grass herbicides need safeners. And how many times has the weather conditions been such that, well, you had a little bit of injury, you had to go walk the field? This one does not need a safener on corn or soybeans. And it's good on all corn types. So it's popcorn, seed corn, field corn, sweet corn. How many other products can get on all corns and be safe? And it's safe across all soil types, pHs. And it's safe whether it's pre, early, post. So it's very, very nice. Now this is some symptomology you might see. It has a little bit of leaf speckling, but here's a competitive product prefix. You can see the injury from the prefix. Now beans are going to grow out of that. I mean, all of us know that you can spray Cobra on beans, burn the top out of beans, and they'll grow out of it. But you know, it's nice to not even have to walk the complaint or walk out in the field. One of the things we've noticed is we've been done a very poor job as a community in using products beyond what they should. I mean, Roundup came out about 5 to 10 years ago, and the university said just use more Roundup. Okay, and if I go to the university, guys, they'll say we never said that. Well, yes, they did. They said you don't need a pre in front of it. Just use Roundup. Use more Roundup. 2 shots of Roundup. Well, farmers used Roundup, and now what happened? 10 years ago, they said there's going to be a weed become resistant to Roundup. Now we have palmer, we have mare's tail, we have suspected lamb's quarter. We have a lot of them that are tolerant already, morning glory, yellow leaf. So what has happened is we, in like Missouri, the only option they have now to control water hemp, there is nothing close they can control water hemp. It's resistant to everything, so they have to go pre. You need to go pre and get a solid season-long control. How many of you remember a long time ago before Roundup when we tried to put stuff out pre and season-long control? We have a program, and you're going to see this in the field today, where you just put the Authority XL down first, then you come back with Anthem pre or post on the top, early post on the top. You've got a clean field. I mean, you have a clean field, and it'll stay clean. Here's some symptomology on corn that you might see when you're spraying over the top of corn. Remember, you can spray spiked corn all the way up, and you can see that you'll get a little bit of symptomology there. But this is some of the competition. This is Halix sprayed over it. Some of you may have no Halix. There's a lot of products that are systemic that go into the plant a little bit. What you're going to see is in the new growth, you don't see any symptomology from the Anthem. It's just the cosmetic symptomology that you see on the initial leaf. Whereas on some other products, it takes a while to metabolize that product. In the new growth, you're going to start seeing that yellowing effect. How many of you seen yellowing effect on some of the stuff you sprayed on corn? Some of the growers get a little bit concerned about that yellowing effect. For a general review here, it's safe on corn and beans. So you can use Anthem on corn or beans. You can use it early. You can use it up to planting. You can use it early post. It's a state-of-the-art, brand new liquid formulation. It'll be the only liquid out as far as I know, I believe, from my research group over here. And it mixes very, very well with the nitrogen fertilizer. So if you want to mix it with UAN, it works very, very well. It's a low use rate. How many of you has been able to, in the past, for corn herbicide, at 2.5 gallons, been able to apply for 40 acres? Or a 120-gallon set will be able to treat almost 2,000 acres. Makes it very, very nice. Let's do the performance. What's it actually kill? You know, it helps if I'm trying a herbicide, what am I actually killing with it? Well, Anthem is going to give you longer grass control than your standard products that you've used in the past, dual harness, wherever. This is going to give you very, very long grass control, very, very good grass control. But it's got a little kicker with it. Brings in a whole lot of broadleaves. That water hemp that you just saw, it's very, very strong on water hemp. It's not your ordinary grass product. I kind of, as a researcher, technical guy, I equated it. How many of you remember command? How many of you remember authority? You know, this is a command authority for corn. I mean, it gives you the command strength of grass and gives you the authority strength of the broadleaves. I mean, this is a phenomenal product. And then it not only has that, it has some burn down capabilities. You can put it out early on your no-till, and that'll help your Roundup in your 2,4-D. It does a very good job helping that out. Or you can go early post, and if you got little weeds coming up, little small nightshade, little velvet leaf, little pickweeds, it'll take them out. Now here's an example. We're going to go through some plots. And I'm going to show you where we have a lot of plots. But at the same time we're running this, I've got 3 technical folks out in the Midwest that are running plots in Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa right now as we speak. So we're running the same program out in that area. But here's Ames, Iowa. That plot goes on tomorrow. They're going to go actually visit this plot tomorrow, but we're going to show you here. This is a check, and this is Anthem after 30 days. Looks very, very good. Here's the grasses that we pick up. Now, one thing we do is we get very, very good control of grass. We get suppression of these grasses, and the suppression is far better than what you would have with dual or harness. Okay, harness and dual may not even get very good control. And you're going to see some suppression on, say, morning glory out here in the field today. And you're going to see it's not 100% control, but it really suppresses it and keeps it back, keeps it small. It's easier to come in and get it later on if you need to get it later on. Here's soybean field with Anthem. And look at the pressure there on the foxtail. That was tremendous pressure. I don't know how many of you have growers that pick up a field like this that has bad pressure from somebody. They have to get it cleaned up in the first 2 or 3 years just to get the weed seed bank down a little bit. How many of you have ever run into a grower that he picks up 80 acres that somebody's been kind of sloppy with, and it gets really to be a nightmare? Here's Tip City, Ohio. We're going to be visiting this site on Friday. And you can take a look here, the weed pressure. There's a lot of broadleaves in here, and how clean the Anthem is. Well, here's your list of broadleaves that you take out. Remember, it's not a grass product, it's a grass and broadleaf product. And I mean, there are some tough broadleaves there that we control. And these, you're going to see, like I said, the suppression of the morning glory. This particular field has a lot of ivy leaf and entire leaf and some pitted morning glory in it. And you're going to see the kind of control we get. What happens if you want a little bit more, though, control of some of the broadleaves and a little bit more burn on some of the small grass or some of the post stuff? We came out with Anthem ATZ. Anthem ATZ has the exact same benefits as Anthem. However, we've enhanced it by adding some atrazine. This is only on corn, so ATZ can only go on corn now because of the atrazine component that's there. But it's great pre-plant, pre-emergence, and early post. Same thing. You can apply that the same way you can apply the Anthem on corn. It gives you more activity on some of the large seeded broadleaf weeds. The giant ragweed, the common ragweed, cocklebur. So it's going to give you activity there. It's also going to give you a little bit more activity on the small seeded broadleaves if you need it, but I doubt you're going to need it. Okay, the Anthem is going to get your small seeded broadleaf, but if you needed a little more extra kill, you want to hammer that weed a little bit more. You got a little bit more. And the nice thing is, it's got early post activity. It's going to have low use rates. Also, 1 to 3 pints, or 1.5 or quarter to 3 pints. It's a very stable formulation. It's a sulfol emulsion also. So you're going to find out you're going to like this. You know, a lot of atrazine formulations you kind of wonder about. This is a very, very nice formulation. It's very clean. It'll also go in with UAN. So it's very, very nice. Let's take a look at some of the plots. This is in Ames, Iowa. This is the ATZ going up against Bicep Light. And you'll see small weeds in the Bicep Light. You don't see anything in the ATZ. It's pretty phenomenal what it does. The other thing to remember, too, is you can spray this early post if you put some crop oil with it. That atrazine component in there will burn down those small grasses. Does a pretty good job burning down those small grasses. Here's Degree Extra. Again, you see some weeds growing in the center of the rows here. You see nothing. Now, this is at 45 days. Watch what happens at 60 days. This field managed. How many of you realize that this spring has been a little bit wet? Anybody notice that? Well, these guys got planted well before the plot here did. So we have a 60-day. Look at the 60-day. Here's 60 days. Anthem, still clean. And look at that Degree Extra. Say it's pretty weedy. You'd have to come in here and spray that. So bottom line, Anthem is good on corn and beans. Early pre, or early post. Anthem ATZ is good on corn, all the corns. Early pre, and post. Both of them are going to expect their registration sometime in the spring of 2012. Now we're going to go through a few tours here visually, and then we'll go out in the field in just a second. First off, we put plots everywhere. I'd like for you to go see some other plots, okay? You're just going to see the one here in Noblesville, but the technical team and the product development team, Sam Wilson here is from the product development team, we put plots everywhere. We wanted to get soil types, rainfall, all the types of conditions we could get. We're going to accumulate all this data. We have lots of pictures coming in. This fall, when you have growers come in, they want to see what Anthem does, we can show them what Anthem will do. So just give us a call and we'll try to help you out as best we can. But here, Greenwood, Nebraska. Again, you're going to see, here's the grass product that has some broadleaf activity dual, but you'll see how clean this is. And look at all the escapes that are in there. You need to go in there and spray that. If you're going to put a pre down, and a lot of times corn is a 2-pass program. The key with the second pass is you want fewer weeds to have to cover, because coverage is an issue with that second pass post. And you want to delay that application as late as you can. So you want a product that has a long residual. That's what's good with sulfentrazone in beans. That's what's good with Anthem here on beans and corn. Here's Verde. How quick would you have to get in here and spray that one? You're probably out trying to spray beans right now, so you don't have time. Your rig doesn't have time to get in there. Here's Sure Start. Okay. There's Bicep 2. All of these are products you've used in the past, but you can see the activity on the Anthem, the broadleaf and the grass activity and the residual activity. Here's York, Nebraska, 60 days. That's the one I just showed you. Now, yeah, we're starting to break a little bit, but look at that jungle. That would have been a mess to try to coat and cover and get control. You want it as few weeds as possible. Here is at Ames, Iowa. And you're free to visit any of these sites if you happen to be in the area, or call colleagues who are in the area and say, go over and take a look, give me a picture, and let me know how it's doing. This is Noblesville. This is the site you're going to go see right now. This is the stage of the corn. And you can see it's clean. And you can see in here, it's hard to see in there, but what you're going to see is a lot of morning glories. You're going to see a lot of velvet leaf, things that are escaping. The ATZ is doing a very good job. Here's Urbana, Illinois. We're going to go see this site tomorrow. You see how dirty it is in here? Yes, we've let a few things through. That's morning glories that are a few coming through. There's no 100% cure-all product out there. But this is about as good as you're going to be able to get. Here's Harness Extra. You can see how much Harness Extra is missing. How many of you have been using any of these products? Now, what does Anthem bring? Anthem brings you flexibility. It's going to give you corn and beans. Makes it kind of nice. I got a tank mixed up. If I don't have to go put it away somewhere, I can spray it on corn or I can spray it on beans. Spray it early. I can spray it late. It has crop flexibility. You can put it on, any of the corns. Liberty Lake, Roundup Ready, any type of corn. And it's got a geographic. It doesn't have any geographic restrictions.